So this is looking at the kidney for Bio 158. So this brown layer that we're seeing here, and it is on the very edge all the way around, that is the renal capsule. All right. Now, next is this area that's between like where my two fingers are, and that is known as the hilum. It's essentially like the opening into the kidney. Now, next is if we were to remove all these tubes inside here, we would find a cavity in there, and that cavity is known as a renal sinus. So I would put a sticker that would like kind of dangle here or put it into one of these areas here. That would be the renal sinus. So if we follow the ureter, so here's the ureter right there, all right? We follow that into the kidney right here. We see it enlarge in this area. This area is known as the renal pelvis. And then we have these tubes that we're seeing here. These smaller tubes like these are known as minor calyces. So we're seeing minor calyces here. And then over here, you're seeing those two coming into this larger tube there. That would be a major calyx. And same thing here, minor calyces, here's a major calyx. So calyces is plural, calyx is singular, all right? Next would be this area here between my finger and thumb. That area there is the cortex, so all this out here is the cortex. That is the outer portion of the kidney. Now in the cortex, we're seeing these structures here, and those are known as renal corpuscles. So this area here, once again, in between my finger and thumb, that area there, that is known as the renal medulla. So the renal medulla is the inner portion of the kidneys. And what we're seeing in the renal medulla are these structures here. Each one of these structures here is known as a renal pyramid. And the pyramids end in these little bumps that we're seeing here, and these bumps are known as renal papilla. We're also seeing these structures kind of in between the pyramids. So this area that's in between the pyramid, these are known as renal columns. Now let's look at the blood vessels here. So this right here is the renal artery shown here in red, and next to it is a renal vein in blue. Now looking at other blood vessels here, we're seeing these blood vessels in this area. So these are known as the interlobar artery and vein. So artery in red, vein in blue, interlobar, all right? So they are, one way to think about it, they're within the medulla or they're between the pyramids, okay? Let's just zoom in a little bit on this area here. Now, when the interlobar arteries come up and they kind of move above the pyramids here, now we call them something different. So these are known as the arcuate arteries and veins. So artery in red, vein in blue again. One way to look at it is they're between the medulla and the cortex, or another way to look at it is they arc over the pyramids. So those are the arcuate arteries and veins. Lastly are the interlobular arteries and veins, and these are found in the cortex. So you can see the arteries here, and they're just showing a few of those interlobular veins here.